Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. Let's start at the end of our mat and we're going to have our feet in a parallel position right underneath our hips. We're going to just work with the shoulder and we're going to lift the shoulder forward, up and back. Lift and go front, up to the back and up to the front. Two more. Lift to the back and up to the front. Once more. Lift and to the back and up and to the front. Now let's go down and to the back. So we're going in the opposite direction, down and front, going down to the back and down to the front. Two more. Down to the back and down to the front. Once more. Down and back and down and front. Let's turn all the way around. Take a moment to notice how that shoulder we just worked with feels compared to the one we have not. So here we go. Front, lift up to the back, up to the front, and lift to the back and up. Two more. Lift up to the back and up to the front. Last time. Up to the back and up to the front. Continuing on, down and back and down and front. Really exaggerating that shoulder, moving in the directions that we're going. Two more. And down and back and down and front. Once more. Down and back and down and front. Come to the front and just check if it feels like both shoulders are equally relaxed, opened up. And let's come back to our original position. We're going to add an arm, keeping the hips facing front. We're going to allow our upper body to follow. So we're going to work with the arm up, twist, and back. Same pattern as we did with the shoulders. And reach to the front and allow the body, upper body to twist in the direction that those arms are going. Twisting the upper body to the back and now to the front. But hips stay front. Two more. Up and back. Lift and front. And your head is going to follow. Lift and back and up and front. Dropping down. Twist to the back and down. Twist to the front. Drop down. Swing it to the back and down. Two more. And you're going to notice that you've got some action happening in that spine as we make the arm be the leader here. Drop and back. Good. Down and front. Let that go. Notice how that feels in comparison to the arm that we haven't worked with, side that we haven't worked with. So here we go. Reaching that arm forward, letting the upper body go with it. Down. Twist it to the back. Hips stay front. Down and front. Swing down and back and down and front. Drop it down and back and down. Stretch at front. Once more. Down and back. Good. Down. Now we're going to go to the top. Lift up. So we did a slightly different order on this side. Lift and reach front and up. Reach it to the back and lift and front. Two more. Up and back. Excellent. Up. Reach it to the front. Let that torso twist. Lift. Hips stay still. And lift. And front. Again, come to the front. Notice how that feels. While we're facing front with our feet in a parallel position underneath our hips, let's work with our heads a little bit. So we're going to drop the heads down and swing our chin over to your right. Drop it down. Swing it to the left. Feeling the back of the neck get a nice stretch. Repeat over to your right and down and left. Two more. Drop it down to your right. Down to your left and down to your right and down to your left. Come to a neutral position and bring your head up. And let's bring the chin up. You start to feel a little bit of stretch to the front of the neck there. And now we're going over to your right. Feeling a stretch on the side there. Up, over, and to the other side. Lift it up, chin, and over, and breathing, and side. Two more. Lift, up and over, and up, and side. Let's take that once more. Lift up and over, and lift up and over. Good. Drop that head down to your neutral position and come upright. So this whole upper part of your body starts to feel like it's really opening up and relaxing. Let's come back to your parallel position at the end of the mat. And let's just take a little bit of bending with our knees. So we're going to bend the knees forward, lift the front foot up. So you're pressing through that heel down and straighten. And bend, lift the back heel up, pressing through and really stretching through the instep of that foot, down and straighten. Bend, lift the front and heel and straighten. Bend down, lift the back and down. We have 2 more sets. And bend, lift it up. Good. Down and straighten and bend. Back foot, heel down. Last set. Bend it down, lift it up and down and straight and bend. Back foot and heel and straighten. Now we're going to bend and we're going to tilt our hip to the front here, trying to straighten this front leg. So we're getting a tilt and a little bit of a twist there in our upper body as we push out and feel that stretch there. Bend, and let's take it to the other side. So we're working on that hip, but also you're going to find this reflects in the other parts of your body. Bend down and swing, pushing that hip out to the side, stretching that IT band. Bend and switch, press. You might be finding you get a little bit of a hamstring stretch for some of you as you straighten that leg, or you may find that you get a stretch somewhere else. Bend and press and twist. Good. Bend. Last time, press and twist, going out into the hip on the front leg, and bend and twist. Straighten that back leg. Good. And come to a neutral position and straighten out. Excellent. Let's shimmy out a little bit. And we're going to take a little press through the feet. So we're going to lift the leg up. So from here, you've got push, lift, push, and down. Other side, push, and down, push, lift, push, and down, push, up, and down. 2 more sets, lift, and come down, lift, and come down, lift, and come down, and lift, going your foot, and down. Now we're going to start walking forward and making our hips do some motion in a sort of a Ferris wheel kind of thing. So we have bend our knees and use those feet. So we're going to bend, push the hip forward, step, push over, shifting the weight slightly into the front leg as you circle and come up. And let's continue that, pushing through and down and back. Now you can allow your legs to help you get into this circular motion, but we're really focusing on that hip, doing this whole motion here. And then let's come up and let's reverse it. So we're going back, bend, push through, lift up, back, bend, push through, and lift. So you're using those feet that we just warmed up a bit and having them help you get into this circle. So we're really moving through that hip area, which undulates through the back and the rest of the body. Good. Let's bring that back foot that we didn't work on and to the front, and let's take it to the other side. So from here, we're going to put that foot out, lift the hip up, bend the knees, push back. And you notice that your feet are going to reflect what happens here. So you may have your heels lifting on the back and also up in the front as you come forward, circling that hip around the back, lift. And we have one more in this direction, push forward, back, and lift. Now let's reverse that. Going to the back, push through. So that pushes the weight forward onto the front leg, lift, come up and back. So you're really transferring the weight from one foot to the other as you work those hips and down and around, push through, lift, up and back. Once more, push through, lift, up and back. Good. Come to a neutral position, bring the legs together. Excellent. Shake that out. And let's face the front now And take a wider parallel position here. We're going to work through those hips a little bit more completely in a circle. So bend the knees. We're going to go front, carry the hips to the side, and really push out as far as you can. We've opened that up a little bit so that you can get pretty far out there. But as you go around, you may find that the inside thigh of the leg that is in the opposite direction we're going with the hip gets a little bit of a stretch there, which is part of the intended exercise here, as well as trying to open up those hips. Here we go. And our knees are slightly soft here. We're not trying to do a straight leg. And let's take one more all the way around, really feeling that happening. Upper body is counterbalancing. And then we come to the front, and let's go immediately to the opposite direction. So we're really pushing out and giving ourselves every opportunity to really use this as a way to open up those hips. Getting some more flexibility in the inside thigh, outside of the thigh. We need 2 more circles. Here we go. And around. Good. All the way. Excellent. And we have one more. Really pushing out as far out in that circumference of the circle as you can go to really ease and open. Good. Coming to the front. Let's come to the neutral position and straighten up. We're going to rotate the legs out, and we're in a pretty wide position. We're going to do the same thing, which is going to feel a little strange, and maybe your balance will feel like you're having to work harder to maintain. So we're going to push the hips front, keeping the legs rotated out, so you're getting more of an inside thigh stretch there as you go around. But we're doing the same basic kind of motion with that circle. It's just that we've got our legs in a rotated position. And you may find the first couple circles don't feel quite as wide as when you're in a parallel position. But keep those thighs rotated out. Here we go. This is our third one. Really opening up. Breathe and around. And here's our last one. Circling all the way around. Good. Breathe it. And keep it going. Good. And we come to the front, and we're going to reverse right away. That front position is kind of an important place for you to really keep the thighs rotated out, because it's opening up in this hip flexor area, which we use so much in our day-to-day living and don't really stretch out that much because we sit. All right, here's our third one. Good. And you might find at certain moments that all of a sudden your balance feels a little wobbly. Just move through the wall, coming all the way around. Good. And here we come to the front once more. Pressing front and straighten up. Good. Bring the legs together, and you can really feel this opening in this area. Excellent. So let's go back into a parallel position with our feet underneath us, and we'll take some side slides as we bend our knees. So we're starting to open up that side body in the torso. Coming up, straighten, shift, and bend, and let the head go. Now, because we've opened up the shoulders at the beginning of class, and the neck, and the upper torso, you may find that you can get more of that side bend there. Up, and reach. Good. Let's take 2 more like that, but we're going to flex our hands and try and push out through the flex of both hands to give us a little more leverage. Reach. Knees are staying directly front, over the toes. Reach and press. Good. Letting that head go. Up, lift, and reach with that flex. And up, reach, flex, and press. Good. Coming up right, and shake that out. And you might feel, again, that we're really working all in this torso hip area here and opening it up. Let's take a little bit more of an extreme stretch. We're going to reach your arm over to the side, grab it with the right hand there, bend the knees. We've got a good grip there. Knees are out over the toes, and now as we exhale and straighten, we're reaching that arm over, pulling with your right arm to increase that bow. Let's take that again. Bend, release. Inhale, exhale, and bow it out. You can get pretty far out there. 2 more sets. Release and bend. Inhale, exhale, and stretch. Good. And bend and release. Inhale. Exhale and stretch. Now let's drop the arm and the head down to your neutral position and roll up. And you're going to find that you feel a little bit bouncing over to that side because we stretched the side out so much. So let's take it to the other side. Reaching the arm over. Now you're going to grab with your left and feel that nice pull there. We're going to bend our knees. Inhale. Exhale. Pulling with the left arm there. So you've got that nice long stretch there. Heads are loose. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can get a little bit farther over to the side. Good. We have 2 more. Inhale. Exhale and reach all the way out. Beautiful. Let's take that once more. Bend. Inhale. Exhale and stretch. You may have gotten a little bit farther over. And drop the head and arms down and roll up through the spine. Let's open up into that wide parallel position. And now we're going to push and twist to involve that lower back. Keep the knees that bend out over the toes. So we have twist and bend. Feel that twist. Let's straighten the leg and bring the elbow back. Again, repeat. Twist and bend that knee out over the toe as you reach and come up. Breathe and twist and reach. Maybe get a little farther over. Lift. Last time. Push and reach. Good. Coming up right. Let's take it to the other side. So we have bend. Make the knee go out over the toe. We're again keeping the hips front, but letting the upper body and that lower spine twist somewhat. And come up. Elbows back. Inhale. Exhale. Reach. Way up there. And in, straighten up. Exhale, push and reach way out. Good. And last time. Lift, bend, and reach. Way out there. Good. And coming up right. Let's bend the knees and just swing our arms from one side to the other to integrate that. And remember, some of these micro motions that we do are really very specific and opening things up. So stay with it. Don't feel like you're not doing anything. You really are doing something. Let's bring the legs back into a parallel position. We're going to bend the knees. We've got the feet really very close. They could be touching, maybe they're not, but we're bending the knees, hands on the hips. Lift this toe up. Now open the leg out to the side. So we've got some space there. Both knees are bent. And we're just rotating the hip in and rotating it out. And rotating it in, and rotating it out. Rotate it in, rotate out, and rotate in, and rotate out. Bring the leg back into place. Let's bring the other foot up, rotate it out. So we've stayed in the bent knee position. We're really focusing on the hip there to rotate in and out, and in, and out. Good. Rotate in and out. Excellent. Rotate in and rotate out. Good. All right, let's open up to that parallel second position, that wide position. And we're going to do a similar thing, but we're going to bring this whole hip and knee over to this side. So from here, lift, bend, and drop. Now, your knees are going in opposite directions. So you feel something in the front hip here, but you're also working this back hip. And come up and bend. So we're exaggerating what we just did. Bend in, sinking a little bit down towards the floor, and bend. Good. And sink and drop, and open. Last time, sink and drop, up and open. Good. Coming up right, let's bring the legs together and shake them out a little bit. So our legs are getting some work there. The quads are getting some work. Let's go to the other side. Here we are. We're going to lift this foot up, bend, twist this leg and hip in as this one stays front. So you've got that interesting juxtaposition of the knees going in opposite directions. And open. And come in, drop. And up and open. Two more. Drop it down. And up and open. And drop it down. And up and open. Good. Come upright. Shake that out. So you may start really feeling that in your quads, but we were working right through here. Let's take that second parallel position again. And now we're going to go into a flat back and work through the hip flexors here, stretching through the hamstrings. So here we go. Flat over. And here you get a chance to really feel the top of your hamstrings and coming up right. And you're maintaining a flat back from your tailbone to the top of your head. And lift up. 2 more. And flat over. Keeping your weight more on the balls of your feet, not on the heels. And flat over. And come up. And let's use an arm and exaggerate that position. So arms are up, breathing. Now, as we go into that flat back, we're bringing the hands behind, which may allow you to get a little farther over in that parallel position with the spine. And breathe and flat over. It might increase the stretch in the hamstring. And lift. We have 2 more. And flat over. Good. And lift. And let's take that once more. And flat over. And lift. Good. Let's open the legs. And we're going to repeat that whole series with our legs open, which is another opening through the hip in a slightly different way. So hands on the hips. We're just going over. Test out your balance there. You'll find where you're stretching in the backs of your thighs is a little bit different. And flat over. Holding on to the abdominals. And come up right. 2 more. And flat over. And come up right. And once more. Flat over. And come up right. Let's add the arm. So here we go. Breathing in. And then as we go over, we exhale. And again, your arms behind you help counterbalance you. So maybe you can get a little farther forward with that flat back. And lift. And we're working right from the hip flexors there. From that hip joint, not from the lower back. Reach. And come up right. 2 more. And reach. And over. And come up right. And let's take that once more. And reach. And over. And come up right. Let's open the legs a little bit more and use our arms to help us get into a deeper open position, which in dance is called a plie. So we're going out, use the hands against the legs. So we're stretching that inside thigh. Come up and reach. And see if you can change the arms that cross in front each time. Bend. Keep the backs upright. And lift. And up. And over. And out. Feel that nice stretch. And lift. And up. And out. And stretch. Feel that nice opening. And lift. And up. Excellent. Come up right. Let's shake out a little bit. Good. And let's come back to the edge of our mat here. And we're going to work with the lower legs. So you can have your hands on your hips, or if you want your hands to be down, you can have that happen. So let's step forward with this front foot, but let's go through that heel, toe, and bend. So here we are. Bending front, getting a little bit of a stretch in the Achilles there. Bend the knees, and we're going to shift the weight and flex the foot on the front. So now we get a stretch on the Achilles in the front leg. Bend, shift, push. Whoops, don't lose your balance. If you do, just get yourself back there. And then bend, press, and flex. So don't be afraid to lose your balance. As I was saying before, sometimes we have to learn to work through the wobble. Come back and flex. Let's take that once more. So we're getting a good deep stretch on the Achilles of both legs. Push and come back and flex. Good. Straighten up. Bring the back leg to the front. And let's take it to the other side. But notice how you feel. Is there one leg that feels a little bit different in how we did that stretch in the Achilles? So push it through the back foot, toe, step, and come front. Put your weight down on that front leg. Feel a deeper stretch in the back of the Achilles there. And then push it through, both knees bend, and flex. Push through, bend, and press. See if you can go a little lower to increase the stretch on this. Remember that both legs are staying parallel. They're not rotated out. 2 more sets. Push through and press. And push back and flex. And push through and press. Way out there. And push through. Flex the front foot. Good. Come down, bring the back leg to the front, and come up. Right. Excellent. From here, we're going to try and just squat down without losing our balance. So there's a lot of control there. So we have a little wider position with our legs underneath our hips, and we're going to stick our derriere out as we get a flat back. Feel the fold in the crease of the hips. You can grab a hold of your legs and come down. Let's come back up from here. Push the legs up, come up, and straighten. So we're just trying to get into being able to utilize our body and change positions without falling. Again, lift, come up, and stretch. It's kind of like a modified squat, but not really. And come down, feeling the fold in the crease in the front of the hip. Push and come up, right? And let's take that once more. And bend. Allow the hips to go back. Arms can come in front. And then push up and come up, right. Good. Now this time we're going to go all the way to the floor. And here we go. And now just push back and see if you can gently get the derriere down and then bring the legs forward. And let's shake those legs out a little bit. Opening them up, getting the divine flesh out from underneath. You can support yourself with your arms, but don't let those arms hyperextend and don't let the shoulders come up, right. And we're pointing the foot, and we're going to take circles with the ankles. So we're really getting into that ankle joint, circling around. Here's our second one. Both feet work towards the center, up and away. And this circle is kind of like working with your big toe. And now we're going to reverse that and work to the outside, thinking the little toe as the leader there, and in, around, up, and in. 2 more. And circle, up, and around. Good. And circle, up, and around. And then shake those legs out. Wiggle the feet a little bit. And let's take our legs close together. So you've got your feet really touching at some point. Feet are pointed, arms up. And we're going to take a flex with the feet and the hands as we roll into our lower back. So here we go. We're rolling into that lower back, bringing the hands down, and we're flexing out. So we've got pressure out with our hands and feet as we get the lower back moving to the back, and we're engaging the abdominals. Come up through the body and lift and point. Again, roll down, flexing, feeling that lower back. Do that work. So we're stretching out that lower back and engaging the abdominals. Push through the feet, lift, and come up. 2 more. Roll back, down, and press. Really engaging the abdominals. We've got that C curve in our lower back. Push through the hips, lift, and up. And once more. Roll down, push, and lower back. Good. Really stretching out that lower back. Push through, lift, and up. We're going to go back down, and we're going to stay in that curved C position for a moment with the flexed hands. And we're going to bend the front arm as we reach the back arm behind with a twist, still trying to get that C curve to maintain. And push through, switch to the other side. And what we're doing is now engaging some of the oblique muscles, abdominal muscles. Here we go, to the front. And push through, keeping those abs really nice and engaged. Twist. Let's take 2 more sets in the slow motion here. Good. And push, breathe, and back with that elbow. And last set, coming to the front, twist. Good. And push, twist, onto the back. Bring that arm forward. Let's push through the back. Lift and come upright. Let's go back down into it. And you know that you can modify things in these classes. So if this is feeling like it's too much, then rest for a moment and join us when you can. So our feet are going to stay flexed. We're going to make a fist and make the backs of our fists come together. We're still feeling those abs, getting some work. Elbows are straight out. And we're going to take twist over and come up and twist to the other side. So we've got the same kind of action as we just did, but our arms are in a different position. And because the elbows are facing out, maybe it feels like you can get both elbows to go a little farther back. And here we go, third set. Good. Switch and go to the other side. And last time, switch it to the front and twist and switch it to the back. Let's come back to neutral position. Let's reach our arms out, flex them, and then push through that spine and lift up right. Okay, from here, we're going to take a full forward fold. So make sure that divine flesh is out from underneath. Lift up through the body, reach out and down and over. So heads are nice and loose. We've got that fold from the hips there. Shoulders are relaxed, heads are down. Go as far as you can go. You're lengthening out your lower back as well as the hamstrings and your legs. Feet are pointed. Let's take a deep breath in. As we exhale, reach the arms out and allow the body to surrender down towards the floor a little bit farther. 3 more breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach with the fingers and lower. Head is loose. Shake it out. Ready? Deep breath in. Exhale. Inch out a little bit more. Allow the body to come closer to the legs so you're really lengthening out through that back. And last time, deep breath in. Exhale and reach and drop. Then allow your hands to walk back up and rolling up through the spine, coming to an upright position. Check that you've got the divine flesh out from underneath you. Let's flex the feet and we'll repeat the whole thing. Backs are straight. Remember, you're holding at that hip flexor. Lift up out of the hips there and then lengthen out and down. And enjoy the journey going down. So you're laying your torso down along the legs there. Head is loose. Shake that head out. Let's shake the shoulders out and then maybe shake the hips out a little bit. You may find that you automatically get a little bit more of a forward fold after shaking the hips out. Let's take 4 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Again, deep breath in and exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, and remember, if you need to have your knees bent, that's fine, as long as you're really folding from the hips, not putting the pressure on your lower back. Last time, deep breath in. Exhale, inch forward, and drop. Let that head be loose. And then take your hands and walk them up, and come up through the spine, and realign that whole spine. Good. Shake the legs out. All right, let's face front. And we're going to do some bending with our knees. We're making a 90-degree angle, so bend the knees in. And from here, before we do that original exercise that I was going to have us do, I'm realizing we should do a little more opening in the inside thigh. So from here, keeping the back straight, let's just open up and press the knees down. So we feel a little more stretch in the inside thigh there. Good. And come up. And open and stretch. Excellent. And lift and up. 2 more. Open and stretch and lift and up. Last time. Open and stretch. Keep those backs nice and tall and open and close. Here we go. We're going to go back into that and add something to this. So we've got our hands on our ankles. We're going to take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we put our elbows into the crook of the hips there and then lean the torso forward as we slide the elbows out along the legs towards the knees. So there's a couple of places you're going to feel this. Lift up, and let's take that again. Elbows in and slide. So you may feel this in the inside thigh, but you might also feel it in your spine as you fold forward from the hips there. It might be getting you a little deeper stretch in that lower back there. Come up. We're going to take 2 more. Elbows in, really push in and slide out along the legs, increasing the inside thigh stretch. And wherever else you're feeling it, last time, deep breath in and slide out. Good. and come upright. Let's close up the legs, shoot them forward. Now, we're going to take one leg bending in front, and it should be along the line of the front of your mat here. And the back leg is going to do the same thing. So these are two parallel lines, and there's 90-degree angles at the knee. So everything is really very squared off. Your weight's more on this front leg, and we're going to do a little bit more work on this hip. So from here, we're pressing that hip and allowing the upper body to spiral. So that hip is causing some action to happen in the spine. Now, as we press this hip back, the spine will be asked to move in the opposite direction and allow that to happen. Let's take that 3 more times. Pressing through the hip, spiral, and twist. And hip comes down, spiraling to the back, and the spine follows. And push. 3rd one. Press, stretch. Good. And come down, press, and twist to the back. And last time. Each time maybe you can find that you're getting a little extra motion, a little more extension of the range of motion there. And then hip comes down and press. Now we're going to use this position to help us stretch the leg out. So from here, we're going all the way around, putting the hand that is on your hip out to the mat in front. And let's just extend that leg out. And you're going to extend the leg so far that the knee does straighten, which means it's going to come off the floor and your foot is pointed, and you're going to find that you're getting a little bit more work in that hip area, but you may find that your glutes are getting engaged there too. Bend the knee down, slide the leg in, and now bring the hip back and take a little break. Here we go. We're going to continue this. Hips undulate forward. Body is going to twist. Stretch that leg out. Get that knee lifting off, keeping the torso twisting. So you feel a deeper opening in the hip, but also engage the glutes there. Knee comes down. Release the foot back into the 90-degree angle and release. Let's take that 2 more times. And push forward. Good. And reach and stretch. Straighten that leg. Maybe get a little bit more of a spiral in your spine as you reach that hip forward, engaging the glutes. Knee comes down. Re-ankle that back leg so it's 90 degrees, and twist and back. And here's our last time. Pushing through. Get that twist. Hand comes down. Stretch that leg out. Feel that long, long line. Good. Knee comes down. Re-angle the leg and bring the hip back and release. Good. Come to your neutral position. Let's bring that leg forward. Straighten the legs out and just check how it feels in that whole area. You will have activated the glutes. And so let's take it to the other side. So here we go. We've got this front leg coming into a parallel line to your front of your mat. Back leg is going into that 90-degree angle, and it's also parallel to the front line of the mat. Weight's more on the front here. And let's just take that first hip movement here. So we're pushing the hip forward, and you're going to find that this first time, you don't have as much range of motion as you did on the other side at the last time that we worked it. So we're going to gradually build that up and twist and press. Good. And bring it back and hip down. Noticing how the hip leads and the upper body is going to follow. The direction comes from that hip. So hip comes back and come down. And last time, pressing forward, twist, and stretch it, engaging maybe already the glutes there, and come down. Now let's take that extension with the legs. So we're going to come forward, twist, allow the upper body to get that spiral, hand comes down, and now we're going to stretch that leg out, lift the knee off the floor so the leg straightens, and feel what's happening in that hip and glute area. Knee comes down. Bend the leg back in, press the hip back down so we get a little bit of a rest. Here's our second time, pushing the hip forward, twisting through the upper body, hand comes down, extend that leg out, stretch it, feel that lengthen, feel the glutes engage, really working through that whole hip area, come down, leg comes back, and press the hip back. We have 2 more. Keep breathing, pressing through. Good. Arm comes down, stretch that leg out. Really work that leg out. And long, feet are pointed in the back there. And then knee comes down, realign the leg, and press that hip back. We have 1 more. Pushing through, undulating through that torso. Hand comes down, stretch the leg out, reach out through that whole long leg. Keep it breathing, engaging the glutes there as you press forward with the hip. Knee comes down, toe releases, pressing the hip back down to ease out through those muscles. Good. Come to the front in neutral position and bring the legs together, and you'll notice that you're much more even there. Good. So we've got maybe a little bit of tightening in our glutes there. Let's take an exercise to stretch that out. Maybe we'll work on it some more. So bring your legs over to the side. Let's flex the feet. And let's flex the hands. We've got the divine flesh out from underneath, and we're going to roll all the way down. Make your feet touch. So you've got some pressure between the legs to help you get into this nice roll all the way down. Nice and slow, engaging the abdominals. Good. And release. And let the arms go, the feet go. Let's just beat the thighs out and rock the hips side to side. Okay. Right front leg is going to bend to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling. Other side. Other leg goes to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling, and then allow the back to inch out there. We've got our feet right underneath, knees are straight up, and we're going to hug that front knee into the chest. And we're going to rotate the leg out and lay the back of the ankle against the upright knee, foot flexes. And let's just take both hands, we're going to reach them up, deep breath in. Put the hands into that hip joint again, kind of like what we were working with before when we had both legs out. And we're going to push the hands out. So we're stretching that thigh out and away, going all the way to the knee. And you'll feel an opening in that hip area. Let's take that again. Hands up, deep breath in. Pushing into the hip joint, sliding along the thigh, reaching out. And breathe. Let's take 2 more of those. Breath in. Hands into the hip and push out and away. So it's kind of a peculiar little stretch there in that hip, front of the hip area. And let's take that once more. Inhale. Hands press out and stretch. Good. Now we're going to take the hands and bring one hand underneath the leg, underneath the ankle, and the other elbow is going to go against the knee, and we can take that hand to grab with the ankle too. And we're trying to twist a bit so that we maintain a flat position with that lower part of the leg. And the knee is going out to the side. So you've got this elbow to help manipulate. And you should be feeling a stretch in the back of the thigh, just below the glutes. And we're going to make that increase by bringing that foot across you. It's almost like you're trying to push the heel of that flexed foot to the wall, opposite wall. And then as you open up and go in the opposite direction with the knee going towards the floor, you're still pressing against that elbow. So you're going to find that as you travel along, you've got a sort of sequential stretch in the back of the thigh just below the glute, and then come across. Let's take that a couple of times there and keep working nice and slowly so you really feel that stretch. Getting the knee towards the floor. Now your anchoring leg is staying straight up. Don't let it wobble around. So as you come across, and you might find the range of motion increases, you don't want to let that knee flop around. And then here we go once more with that knee going out to the side. Let's take it once more. So I'm assuming you all are feeling something there in the back of your thigh, just above your, just below your glutes there, and then going out to the side. So it's a really nice opening and stretch for muscles and tendons and ligaments that we don't stretch very often ordinarily. And then come back to your neutral position. Let's bring that knee into your chest, so you're going into a parallel position. And we're going to extend that leg up, trying to reach it up. So we're getting a little more of a stretch on the hamstring there. And if you want to, you can grab a hold of the ankle, Bring the leg closer to you. You've got a pointed foot. This knee is still staying upright. And we're going to go into a flex to increase that stretch. So we're pressing out through the heel. Good. Push through the balls of the feet and point. Toes come up and flex. Ball of the foot and point. Toes up and flex. Trying to keep the leg as straight as you can, but if you have a bent knee, that's fine, as long as you're feeling some stretch. Ball of foot and point. And toes and flex. We have one more. Push through the balls of feet and point. And toes and flex. In this flex position, try and bring that leg a little bit closer to you. Good. Point the foot, bring the knee into the chest. Let's send that leg down and let the other leg come down. And just notice the difference as you rock your hips side to side from one leg to the other. And let's take it to the other side. So arms out, back knee goes to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling. Reverse that. Front leg bends, foot, knee to the ceiling. And again, see if you need to or want to inch out that back. It gets longer as we work through these hip joints in these areas. So bringing the back leg into the chest. Rotate the leg out, flex the foot, put the back of the ankle against the supporting knee. Both hands come up, inhale. Bringing the hands into the hip joint. Now we're going to slide the hands out as we push the thigh back and get a nice stretch that's a little bit unusual in that hip area, going all the way out. Let's take 3 more. Breathe in. Hands, press, push, and slide. Repeat. Breathing in. Exhale. Really get into that hip joint. Slide the hands out. Pushing that stretch out to the back of the room there with that leg. Good. And lift up. Inhale. Exhale. And push. And slide. Good. Now we're going to take that tight position. So we've got one hand around the back of the ankle there, and the other arm has the elbow and the hand going towards the ankle. So we're kind of twisting there, pressing out with the elbow and bringing the ankle towards us. So we've got a flat position. And right away, you can feel a stretch in the back of the thigh, upper thigh area. So now we're going to pull this leg across, maintaining the anchor leg straight up, and you feel stretch that goes just underneath the glutes in the back of the thigh. And then we're going to reverse that, pushing with the elbow against that knee, keeping the rotation and open to the side. Repeat, coming across, and put your focus into that area just below your glutes, tops of thighs, and see how you feel it moves from one side to the other as you move the knee back out to the side. 2 more sets. Coming across, still maintaining that rotated position with that leg. And maybe you can get a little farther over. You still have to really maintain the anchor leg and come up and open it out. And last set. Coming up and cross it over. And coming up and opening it out to the side. Come back to your neutral position. Rotate the leg so the knee comes into the chest and hug it in. And you'll feel like you really opened up the front of the hip and also worked on that area underneath the glutes. So from here, let's straighten this leg up, grabbing hold of the leg wherever you'd like to, trying to maintain the knee where it is and extending the lower leg up. So you're getting a good hamstring stretch there. Bringing it closer to you if you can, maintaining your anchor. Now let's go through into that flex. So we're going to go into a flex, pressing out. This flex is going to indicate a lot more of a stretch there on the back of the hamstring there. And then we're going to push through the ball of the foot and point. Shoulders are down, toes come up and flex out. Ball of the foot and point. Toes come up and flex. Push through the balls of feet and point. Toes come up and press out through the heel. Let's take one more. Ball of the foot and point. and toes and flex. Now in this flex position, see if you can bring that leg a little closer to you to increase the stretch. Letting your shoulders be dropped and relaxing through that head. Don't hold tension in your neck there. And then push through, point, bring the knee into the chest, hugging in, and then let the leg come down and stretch it out. Allow the other leg to go too. And you're going to notice that your legs feel much more equal. You might even feel like they're longer. Let's take a little foot drum here. So we're flexing our feet and just wiggling our whole body as our feet move. This helps to, again, integrate what we've done throughout class. Okay, from there, let's bring the arm closest to the camera, to the above your head, roll, bend the knees, and allow the body to go into side lie, and then help yourself to undulate up through the spine and come upright. Let's take an open second position here. So we have a wide position, and we've got, we've done a lot of work through the hips, so this may feel nice and easy. Let's increase that ease through just rocking the hips side to side. Good. Okay, from here, we're going to keep the feet pointed, the legs are rotated, and we're going to rotate our upper body to face our right leg. And we can put our hands down, and we're going to roll down through our heads. You're going to find an additional stretch in the inside thigh there. And from here, we roll down through our heads, walking our hands out as we roll down through the rest of our spine, and trying to make sure that we're really folding from the hips, not back through our back. So if you need to ease off and change your position, you should do so, but we want to feel that fold from the hip there. And our elbows are bent, letting that head drop. So you're going to find a stretch that happens on this side of that back and side torso area, but obviously you're going to feel a stretch on the inside thigh here, and you feel a stretch along the hamstring on the leg that we're over. So let's take 4 deep breaths. Deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to inch the hands out and drop over. Breath in. Exhale, inch and drop over. If your legs need to be bent, that's fine. And if your legs are not as wide as mine are, that's absolutely fine. 2 more sets of the breath. Deep breath in. Exhale, inch out. And last time, deep breath in. Exhale and inch out. Now your opposite hip is staying on the floor. From this position, we're going to put the back hand onto the leg, rotate, and reach out to the side there. Lift the hand up as you flex the foot. And now let's bring the hand down and see if we can get the hand to reach towards and touch that foot. Opposite hips on the floor, lift up with the arm. Inhale, exhale, see if you can get a little farther over. Good. 2 more. Lift up, inhale, exhale, and going over. And let's take that once more. Lift up, inhale, exhale, and drop it over. Good. Drop the hand down in front of you, point the foot, and walk yourself up so you're undulating through that spine and come to an upright position. Good. You may find that you feel like you're leaning over to this side, but we'll take it to the other side and you'll get balanced. Twist, upper body, hands go towards this leg. This hip stays rotated out. Roll the head down, walking the hands out, keeping the opposite hip on the floor. Come to your first position. Elbows are dropped, shoulders are dropped, head is loose. Shake it out. Deep breath in. As you exhale, inch those fingers out. Again, deep breath in. Exhale and inch out. Maybe you can get your elbows to the floor, maybe you can't. That's okay. Again, you need to meet your body where it is. It might be different today. It might be different next year. It might have been different before. Breath in. Exhale. And allow the body to drop. Shoulders are loose. And last time, deep breath in. Exhale and inch out. Enjoying the length that you're creating in multiple places. Okay, let's take the back hand, put it on the leg, rotate the spine out. So you're going into a side stretch here, and we're going to flex this foot. And we're going to lift this arm up, letting the head go. Make sure the opposite is on the floor. Reaching over and seeing if you can touch that hand to that toe. And lift up and breathe. Keep going and over and touch. And lift up and reach that arm way up there. 2 more. Reaching over. Use your breath. Keep it going. Keeping the opposite hip on the floor. Lift and up. Here's the last one. And reach it over. Excellent. And lift it up. And stretch. Let's bring the arm down and undulate yourself up to an upright position. And you should feel now that you're more equal. Relax that foot. And let's bring the legs together and shake them out. Okay, let's take one last stretch here. We're going to bend the knees and we're going to cross this right leg underneath and take the left one and bring it on top. So we've got this hip lifted. It's almost like we're trying to sit or stand on this leg. And we're going to reach the same arm across as the leg that's bent in front of us. Elbow against that thigh. And just give yourself a nice twist here. Feeling that whole spine, get movement, and loosen up. It's like bringing up your back. And then let's come up and let's take it to the other side. So this arm is going to come in and come across and twist. Your hip may want to lower a little bit more to the floor, and that's fine. Do what works for you in terms of trying to get that twist in the spine, that bringing out in the spine. Good, and come upright. Shake the legs out. We're going to take it to the other side. So we've got now the legs up. We've got this leg coming through, and we have the other leg coming across. And we're going to start with that hip lifted position there. So it's like you've got your foot right on, flat on the floor, like you're about to step onto it. Same arm as leg that's in front is going to come across. Raise the hand. The other hand's behind you. So you can press and get that twist, that bringing out in the spine. Shoulders are down. Let the head go with the spine. Feeling that good twist. And then release that. And we're going to take the other arm, lift it up. And this time, maybe your hip will want to come down. So you can press against that leg and twist to the opposite direction. Using the back hand to help you get you more into the stretch. Excellent. Come back to neutral position. And let's let the legs come out. And just come to a straightforward position. Your feet don't have to be formed. Divine flesh is out from underneath. And let's just reach the arms out as we breathe in. Hands come together. And then they're going to come to your heart chakra. I'd like you to give thanks to yourself for using your body in this opening and almost meditative way to help you maintain balance and equilibrium in this wild, crazy, wonderful journey that we have, that we call our lives. If you'd like to learn more about the different classes that I have available, please subscribe. I have different playlists, different levels of classes. Have a great rest of the day.